Nebraska's trusted news source. This is Channel 8 News at 6.
Coming up tonight, from COVID to coins, Bryant Health is taking memorabilia from important health events and putting them in a time capsule. How long they're going to leave it buried. Also tonight, hot to the touch. Some parts of playgrounds and pools are becoming dangerous in the heat. What parents are saying about their kids' safety playing outside right now. And the Working People Party. That's the name of the political party that's trying to form here in Nebraska. What hoops they need to jump through to make it on the November ballot. But first, with the dangerous heat, some people are needing fans to cool off. The Salvation Army is partnering with Ace Hardware at 40th and Old Cheney to donate fans to those in need. Take a look at that. Yeah, customers raised more than $5,000 to purchase nearly 300 fans for donation. Stacks of box fans are loaded up by volunteers in the Arrow Working Group and drove from Ace Hardware to the Salvation Army.
So here we are so grateful to the Lincoln community for stepping up and helping donate these box fans. It's going to go a long way to help people stay cool this summer.
Easton from Arrow Working Group says he's grateful to have the ability to help the people in need. Well, it might be hard to tell just by looking outside, but by golly, if you've been out there, you know it is a scorcher. A live look over Lincoln from our network of cameras, a mix of sun and clouds. Let's face it, it is July and we have very hot temperatures, and the heat indices, yeah, they're way up there, and that could spark a thunderstorm maybe later tonight. Let's head over to Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins for more. Rusty?
Yeah, keeping an eye on the radar this evening. We aren't seeing anything out there yet, but nothing is really expected until closer to sunset. So a very quiet satellite and radar so far. Some cloud cover from Grand Island to Columbus to Lincoln, but look at that, a storm already trying to get going just southeast of McCook. So I'll keep a close eye on that thing. Temperatures for today, 97 for a high in Grand Island, 94 in Lincoln, 95 in Hebron, 94 in McCook. So it was a hot one out there, and it's hot and hazy out there right now. 95 down to 90. Then that chance for storms starts to kick in for parts of southeast Nebraska. The chance is small for southeast Nebraska. A better chance the further west you go. We'll talk about that in a second. 27th and Yankee Hill Road, Honda of Lincoln. Look at that flag. It has been windy today. We've got a wind out of the south at 26, gusting to 36 and 93 degrees. So you got heat, humidity, and wind. The trifecta. So extreme heat warning in place for Omaha Metro and surrounding areas. Heat advisory for just about everybody else. Temperatures right now in the 90s. Much cooler further west, but 93 in Lincoln. Dew points in the 70s, 77 in Columbus. So you get a heat index between 100 and 110. It is hot out there, and it is very windy, with those wind gusts at 30 to almost 40 miles per hour. So we'll talk about this heat and the chance for storms. There's a chance just about every day through the rest of the week. More on that in a few minutes.
Thank you, Rusty. As those dangerous temps overwhelm the capital city, we want to know just how hot it is at places that families like to go to try and beat the heat. Channel 8's Emma Norwood joins us live after making the rounds at playgrounds and pools. And Emma, I bet you wish Channel 8 had a swimming pool right now.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Rod. It would have been really nice having a pool day today instead of having to be out here in this heat and this wind. It's just, the wind is just not helping out at all. I mean, I don't know if you've spent a lot of time outside today, but just be glad you're inside. I am super jealous that I'm not right there with you at that desk. Now, some of the people that I talked to today that were out and about said they're making sure to take the necessary steps to stay safe while also enjoying the sunshine.
Empty playgrounds and picnic areas. That's the scene across Lincoln today as extreme heat cooks the capital city.
Whenever it's this hot outside, don't get me wrong, it's okay to let them go outside and play, ride bikes, or whatever kids like to do, but please make sure they drinking water.
With summer in full swing and kids eager to hit the playgrounds, we wanted to know just how hot the equipment is. This infrared thermometer measuring the temperature of the slides at Antelope Park. It's coming in at an alarmingly high 132 degrees. The playground itself measuring 156 degrees in some areas and 149 in others. Now, not even a park bench is safe as it's 112 degrees. Richard Harris, a father of two, tells me he's been working to get ahead of the heat to protect his family.
One thing I like to do, like when I step outside, I like to wear a little hat because, you know, I'm bald head, so, you know, to protect the scalp. But the hat worked pretty good, and too, it's very important to stay hydrated before a hot day. You know, meaning like drink plenty of water when you're sitting at home just chilling.
And the pool decks at Irvingdale Pool measuring 125 degrees, a scorcher for unprotected feet. A few families at the pool telling me off camera they're thankful for a place to go when it's this hot outside. Harris agreeing, especially when he's coaching his kids at practice.
We go from 3 to 5, but to be honest, we practiced for like 45 minutes yesterday. It was so hot. But during practice, we made sure they had plenty of water. They took plenty of breaks, and we didn't leave them out there as long.
Yeah, and just like Harris said, a few of the families also agree that they're trying to reduce the amount of time that they're spending outside just to take a precaution like that one. You know, I hope we can maybe invest in a Channel 8 pool one day. I'm crossing my fingers, but we'll keep you posted on that one. Reporting live here in Lincoln, Emma Norwood, Channel 8 News.
All right. Thank you so much, Emma. The heat has been so extreme today. A local cafe had to close its doors early. Penelope's Little Cafe is saying they made that decision for the safety of their crew. You know, the best way to beat the heat is to download our Now Local News app. Our team of reporters, meteorologists, and citizen journalists will be posting views from this heat wave washing over Lincoln. Scan the QR code on your screen to download the app. It's free. It's the best way to see how others are staying cool and to know what to look out for while the temperatures are so high. Breaking now, a large police presence near 13th and E Streets this afternoon. Citizen journalist Kevin getting up this close and getting a look there as the action was unfolding. This is on our Now Local News app. We reached out to police to learn what was going on there. As soon as we received the video, we're learning they're investigating an assault that took place. And once we learn who was involved and the severity of the incident, we'll bring you those details. Also breaking now, 2 more teenagers arrested in a vandalism and theft case. They're in custody in Council Bluffs, Iowa, for a case that started right here in Lincoln. According to police, Saturday morning around 5 o'clock, 4 kids right here showed up to Kelly's Produce, destroyed several items, and stole other items. The damage to the business estimated at over $5,000. So 3 out of the 4 have been arrested, and police are now looking for the 4th. Well, stay with us. We have more for you after the break, including encapsulating history. Bryan Health is celebrating its 100th anniversary by preserving their history, how they chose to uphold their legacy. And tonight at 7, a reminder right here on ABC, Disney is celebrating 250 years of American independence with their Coast to Coast party. You won't have to turn the channel to watch. It's right here on Channel 8. We'll be back in just 1 minute. Their 100th anniversary. Bryan Health is placing a time capsule which will remain sealed until their 150th celebration. It's going to include items like an N95 mask to remember the COVID-19 pandemic, photos and videos on an USB port drive highlighting some of their major advancements will also be placed in the capsule.
And that's where we came up with about 150 items that you see here today that we're going to be putting in that time capsule to be open in about 50 years. So at the 150th anniversary, what will that look like, right? Like we've been talking about the innovations and things that are changing, and so we want them to truly see where we are today.
This video here shows Bryan Health staff putting the time capsule into place. Breaking now, a step forward in a water rights battle that spans more than 100 years. The water from the South Platte River has been under dispute between Nebraska and Colorado since 1923, when the states signed an agreement about the usage of the water. Well, Nebraska claims Colorado has intercepted more than 1 million acre-feet of water since the agreement was signed. Well, today Mike Hilger is announcing this case is heading to the U.S. Supreme Court. He says it's an opportunity to vindicate our water rights and is a huge step for the future of our state. We'll be talking to the Attorney General tomorrow, digging deeper into this dispute. Governor Jim Pillen reacting to the news today. He says he's determined to preserve and protect every drop of water from the South Platte River. He's also thanking Mike Hilgers and his team for carrying Nebraska's claims to the High Court.
Along with the heat, the humidity, and the wind, we have a chance for some strong storms tonight. We'll take a look at that when we come back.
And coming up all new at 10 o'clock, firework frenzy, the perfect storm of events igniting for America's 250th birthday. One Lincoln staple is preparing for a once-in-a-lifetime anniversary. Stay with us.
Save big money this 4th of July weekend at Menards. From outdoor furniture to your favorite snacks. We're your one-stop shop for all your summer essentials. Whether you're soaking up the sun, gathering around the campfire, or going on your next summer adventure, Menards has everything you need to beat the heat and have an unforgettable summer. Have fun in the sun with these hot deals at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Green's Furnace and Plumbing has been serving the Lincoln community as a locally owned business for over 100 years. Stop by our showroom to find the latest deals on Lennox furnace and air conditioner replacements. Our licensed technicians will provide the comfort your home deserves.
For generations, we've been here, caring for our community. From our roots as Tabitha to who we are today as Eventide, our mission has never changed. We're your local, trusted partner in home health and hospice care, supporting you when it matters most. Guided by faith, grounded in compassion, and committed as a nonprofit to put people first. Eventide, care you can trust when you need it most.
Hershey Public Schools administrators are taking a proactive approach to preparing students for a quickly evolving digital world.
We want our students to understand what appropriate use is. We want them to have responsible digital citizenship habits.
Messages about responsible online behavior appear on screens throughout the schools and on Hershey's social media channels.
It's a way for the school to be a partner in helping families navigate all the changes surrounding the digital landscape.
Tell us why you're public school proud at publicschoolproudnebraska.org.
Celebrate America with our free for all sale. Right now, receive a free foundation, free bed frame, free delivery, and free installation with any qualified mattress purchase $895 or more. Stop by family-owned Comfort Made Mattress Factory today.
Jensen is now open at 204th and Q. Get grand opening deals at all 23 locations. Save up to $280 on Goodyear, Cooper, Continental, and more. Plus, get $25 off an AC recharge. Visit JensenTireandAuto.com today.
Celebrate America's 250th birthday with Supreme Spa and Pool. Save up to $7,100 on above-ground pools, or get 40% off select packages, or take up to $5,000 off a premium spa.
Supreme Spa and Pool.
Does your dog need a new toy to hug, tug, and fetch? A puzzle to challenge his mind? A licky mat to keep him busy? Or maybe just a healthy, nutritious treat? Stop by Arnie's for a huge selection of treats, chews, and safe, durable pet toys. Arnie's, caring for your pets.
Developing now, a push for a new political party is becoming a reality here in Nebraska. The waves of this possibility have been met with some pushback from both sides of the aisle. Channel 8's Mackenzie Johnson joins us after hearing from Nebraska Secretary of State Bob Ebnen about what this means for voters come this November. Mackenzie.
There are a lot of questions swirling online about a potential new political party here in Nebraska, and we're taking those questions to the Secretary of State's office. This effort is hoping to appeal to people who don't fully align with Republicans or Democrats, and instead, petitions are circling in Omaha for people trying to create what's called the Nebraska Working People Party. Secretary of State Bob Ebnen says organizers filed a petition to start this new party. It's all perfectly legal, but to actually get their candidates on this November's ballot, they have a lot of hoops to jump through first.
They filed the paperwork necessary to begin collecting signatures Because in order to establish a new political party, you have to turn in signatures from registered voters. They'll have to turn in by July 15, 6,728 signatures from across the state. So they'll need to get approximately 2,200 signatures from each of the 3 congressional districts.
Now, some groups are warning voters, calling this a scam. The Nebraska Democratic Party is calling it a, quote, Republican dark money operation to rig the November election and silence Nebraska voters. Their chair, Jane Klebb, saying this is a way to divide the Democratic vote and create chaos. I've reached out to the Nebraska GOP. They tell us in part, quote, we respect everyone's right to file petitions, but our focus remains clear: to win in November with Republicans up and down the ballot. Coming up tonight at 10, I'll have the details on what this new party stands for. Reporting in the studio, Mackenzie Johnson, Channel 8 News.
Now, your Storm Alert Team forecast with Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins.
I'm sure what you've been hearing about over the last day or two is hot, humid, windy, hot, humid, windy. Well, there's also a chance for some strong storms. Already starting to see them line up here in north central Kansas into south central parts of Nebraska. Just southwest of Kearney, there's Arapahoe, there's Franklin, Hastings and Grand Island over here. This is trying to line up. So more on that in just a second. Zooming way out though, nothing really going on yet. Nope, there's another storm right there just popping up near O'Neill. So they're already starting. Now back to the heat and humidity. You have to keep your head on a swivel today because there's a lot going on in this forecast. In the orange here, that heat advisory, that goes through Tuesday. Heat index up to 105, and then in and around the Omaha Metro, and then everybody else to the east and south, an extreme heat warning, a heat index near 110. Now today, the thing is, today wasn't that hot. It was 95 degrees. I mean, that's only 7 degrees away from the normal high. It's this that really does us in. 78 for a low today. That is way above normal. So it can be hot and humid during the day for 1 or 2 days, and that's usually okay. But we're doing this many days in a row, and this overnight low temperature isn't falling off very far, so we can't recover. We just can't catch up. So day after day after day of that, and that's kind of why we have the heat advisory and extreme heat warnings. Outside though right now, it just looks hot. We've got mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies on our AlloCam. We have 93 in Lincoln and Columbus, 96 in Grand Island, 95 in Holdridge, also 91 in Nebraska City and Falls City and York, 96. That was a hot spot today. They got to 97 in Grand Island. Look at these dew points though. When you start to see the purples, that's just not good. A lot of 75, 76, 77 in York and Columbus and Falls City. It's muggy. So the heat index between 100 and 105. We were a little bit higher earlier, 107 in Columbus. And this doesn't help. The wind, it's like a blow dryer just right at your face. So 30 to almost 40 miles per hour throughout much of the day. Partly cloudy skies, but zooming out, frontal boundary right here. So isolated storms already trying to get going. And because of this, we have a marginal to slight risk for severe storms. I think that one over there by O'Neill will likely become strong, maybe even severe. The ones down here, less of a chance, but still a chance. And what are we talking about? Large hail, maybe an isolated spin-up tornado, and damaging wind, a possibility. And we had some wind gusts last night too. There was a storm that started in northwest Nebraska, made its way into South Dakota, had a 113 mile per hour wind gusts. So hopefully that doesn't happen tonight, but it's something I'm keeping an eye on. Storms fire up like they're trying to do right now, and this model might be a little too late. This might already be here by 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock this evening. But anyway, storms along that frontal boundary, and then it just kind of lines up here. Doesn't affect southeastern Nebraska. 1 or 2 stray storms a possibility, but I think the better chance in this area right here. And then it fizzles out after midnight. And then as we get going through the day tomorrow, kind of wait for another round of strong to severe storms. More strong storms coming at us from south central into southeast Nebraska. And because of that, another marginal to slight risk for severe weather. And this continues day after day. It's just the heat, the humidity, and the severe weather. Goodness. Temperatures tonight between 70 and 75, maybe close to 80 degrees, and then highs tomorrow between 90 and 95. So the heat continues. I think we catch a break from the humidity around here, and look how hot it gets on Friday and Saturday. Just not as humid, but hot. Storms possible Tuesday, Wednesday, small chance on Thursday and Friday. And yeah, there's a chance on the 4th of July, a small chance on Sunday afterwards. And then we try to cool off a little bit next week.
Thank you, Rusty. New at 6, 2 local counties are announcing a big change to their emergency services. Fillmore and York counties are signing an agreement to share emergency management services. Jean Engel, who you see here, previously worked as the interim emergency manager for both counties, but under this formal arrangement, she will now act as permanent manager for the two. The York County Commissioner Chairman says all parties are very happy with this agreement. Coming up next, we're heading into the Sports Zone. Nate, Nebraska basketball spoke today. Any big takeaways from it?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of excitement early on, and obviously it's still very early on in the basketball season, but we're going to have the latest from the team coming your way after the break. We'll see you back here in a few.
And we understand how personal that is. Our experienced agents are here to guide you through home, health, auto, business, and farm and ranch coverage. Security First Insurance. Protection, security, and coverage you can count on. Connect with your Security First Insurance agent today.
Planning an event? La Paz Mexican in Lincoln has you covered. Our catering brings fresh, crowd-pleasing favorites right to you, and we handle the setup. Just give us a call or email today.
Unearth a story with Lincoln City Library's Summer Reading Challenge, May 22nd to July 31st. It's fun and free. Sign up, get a Salt Dogs ticket and pool pass, read 10 hours, track your time, and get more coupons. Visit lincolnlibraries.org today.
Since 1959, Whitehead Oil Company has fueled the heartland, powering families, farms, and businesses with quality and care. From humble beginnings to a trusted name, our commitment has never changed. Service, reliability, and values that strengthen our communities. As America marks 250 years of independence, we're proud to do our part, keeping the heartland moving through our partnership with Phillips 66 and the customers we serve. Whitehead Oil Company and U-Stop convenience stores, fueling the heartland today, tomorrow, and for generations to come.
This sports update is brought to you by Duteau Chevrolet.
Hit the road this summer with a new ride from Duteau Chevrolet. With a lineup built for style, capability, and everyday versatility, Duteau has what you need for road trips, weekend plans, and everything in between. Right now, get 0% for 60 months on new half-ton Silverados, or take up to $11,500 off. Or lease a new Equinox for only $339 per month. Become part of the Duteau family today. Online anytime at DuteauChevrolet.com.
Now, from the Channel 8 Sports Zone, sponsored by Greens Furnace and Plumbing, here's Channel 8 News Sports with Sports Director Nate Johnson. The Channel 8 News Sports Zone.
Nebraska basketball was back at the podium today, giving their first update of the summer. Hey, what's going on? Thanks for tuning into the Sports Zone. The Huskers, of course, coming off a fantastic season a year ago, making history along the way. But this is a new team with plenty of new faces, and they will have a bit more expectation attached to them after the run they had last year. Of course, making the NCAA tournament, advancing to the Sweet 16. And with the team they're putting together, and that molding of a great squad starts the early days of summer here. Here was head coach Fred Hoiberg on his team early on.
I love the group. I love how they come in and work.
They've really already, you can see the chemistry that they're developing. And now as we transition into live play, now it's about cleaning things up and learning and taking steps in the right direction and growing as a group. But it's been a fun group of guys to work with. This is already our third week for 10 workouts that we've had now, and looking forward to continue to progress and see what we've got.
Well, still a long way to go until the season, but great to hear. And we also got to hear from Price Samford on why he stayed and how the team looks.
Looked at going to the NBA, sent out a form that you do when you're an undergrad to GMs and teams. Got some feedback. It was going to be second round if I couldn't, obviously improve stock with my surgery I had right after the season, so I wasn't able to do team workouts or anything. It was possible I could have slid in the first round, but, really just, I really wanted to just come back for another year. It was just an amazing year last year, and didn't really want to give it up yet, especially if it was going to be for a second round pick. Obviously flattered and super excited that I got to that point of making a decision, but at the end of the day, this is where I wanted to be.
Well, music to Nebraska basketball fans' ears. Price played such a huge role for this team a season ago, and will look to do more of the same in his senior campaign. Well, let's take a quick look at the track and field side of things. Axelina Johansson was one of 3 track and field athletes across the NCAA that was named a finalist for the 2026 Bowerman Award. Now, this award is for the highest track and field accolade given annually to the most outstanding college male and female athletes. Johansson is Nebraska's first finalist in program history after being crowned the NCAA indoor and outdoor shot put champion this season. The winners will be announced on December 17th. Finally, some pretty cool news for the Lincoln Salt Dogs this summer. The MLB Network will carry this year's 2026 All-Star Game for the first time this coming Wednesday, July 15th. The Salt Dogs and Haymarket Park are the hosts of this year's American Association of Professional Baseball All-Star Game. The broadcast is projected to reach more than 30 million viewers, representing the largest distribution footprint in the league's history. It's going to be right here in Lincoln. Pretty cool. That'll do it for sports tonight. Rod, will send things back over to you.
Love to hear it. All right. Thank you so much, Nate. Let's get a final check of the weather with Rusty and see what's happening. We know it's going to be hot. What else, right?
Yeah, we've got quite a bit to talk about right now. There are storms that are starting to fire up, and we'll likely see a severe thunderstorm watch or tornado watch in south central Nebraska and northeast Nebraska shortly. Temperatures really hot. 90s for just about all of us, and heat indices well into the 100s. But there are a couple of storms out there I'm monitoring. This over by O'Neill, we'll likely see a severe thunderstorm watch because of that. And then in south central Nebraska, we just had a mesoscale discussion. 80% chance we'll see some sort of watch in south central Nebraska in the next hour or so. So we're likely going to see some severe weather, especially in that yellow shaded area, but those in the green shaded area have a chance as well. So it's something I'm keeping a close eye on. Temperatures tonight drop into the 70s in eastern Nebraska, right back into the middle 90s for highs tomorrow. But keep an eye on things. Storms are possible tonight.
All right. Thank you, Rusty. And thank you so much for joining us. Enjoy your evening. Stay cool, and we'll see you at 10.